We got a new World Heavyweight Champion. Twice. Loads of wrestling legend appearances. And finally, adrenaline in my soul. Something. Cody Rhodes finished his story. A big thank you to the Wrestling Masterclass for sponsoring this episode. Check them out at WrestlingMasterclass.com. I'm Ollie Davis. I love professional wrestling, and this is my review of WrestleMania 40 Night 2 the final bit, brackets, version 3.9.
Support WrestleTalk!
Night 2 kicked off as it meant to go on in almost every match, with a surprise appearance from wrestling's past. And the first one was one I did not think we'd see for a while, because McMahon returned to WWE. Don't worry, it's the good one. After leaving, becoming CEO, then leaving again during her father's behind-the-scenes power struggle, Stephanie McMahon came out to open the show and put over her husband. Because WrestleMania 40 is the one she's most proud of, because this is the Paul Levesque era. And nobody understands what brings us all together better than Triple H. Typical Hunter, getting himself over. I'm being glib. How can you complain when you're getting wrestling storytelling at such a fine level? And as I'll get onto later, it's a needed, officially recognized step for both TKO and all of us fans as we finally leave the remnants of the once seemingly never-ending misery of Vince's PG decades. The opening match was Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship, where because Seth had wrestled for 45 minutes the night before, he had loads of finishes and signatures saved up. After both men got WrestleMania caliber entrances, Drew coming down between a bagpipe band and two lines of presumably NXT developmental wrestlers holding swords, and Seth staging his own mama's parade, making him feel a bit like successful Adam Rose, the match started super hot with its first move, a Claymore. Seth's knee was damaged from the night before because, just as Drew had been saying throughout this build, Rollins isn't focused on their match. And that'll be why McIntyre will win. So it's a wonderful piece of heel hypocrisy that Drew was also super distracted when he should have been concentrating on beating Seth. AEW's top ratings draw CM Punk was on commentary, so Drew would trash talk him rather than keep on top of Rollins. It meant Seth got a load of offense in despite being both fatigued and injured, pedigrees, stomps, but Drew ultimately had a Claymore in 10 minutes for the win. McIntyre's first World Championship victory actually in front of fans. It was a lovely moment, and the crowd seemed genuinely happy for McIntyre. It's just a shame that Drew himself wasn't, because he's become so twisted with bitterness and jealousy that he couldn't be happy for himself. He had to go over to Punk and pose and gloat. Thing is, Punk's arm is healing faster than expected. He took off his brace and beat down McIntyre for a bit, setting the stage for Damian Priest to finally cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase and win the belt. After months and months of far more beaten down champions laying right there, he chose Drew McIntyre after a 10-minute match against an injured opponent after a few strikes from CM Punk. This was an incredible start to the show. It finished one story, Drew's feud with Seth, made one even hotter, Drew's feud with Punk, and started a brand new tale, elevating Priest as a world champion. Who do you think Priest should feud with first? Let me know in the comments down below, where I'll be replying to people from out of nowhere. Before I carry on with the review, I just want to say a huge thank you to this video's sponsor, WrestlingMasterclass.com. Here's a look. Ever dreamt of breaking into the professional wrestling business as a wrestler, promoter, booker, commentator, referee, journalist, podcaster, YouTube star, or another key role? Wrestling Masterclass is a historic online course featuring over 70 HD video lessons, podcasts, and seminars with some of the world's top wrestling experts, both in the ring and behind the scenes, including Will Ospreay, Raven, Dutch Mantell, Doug Williams, Mike Chioda, and so many more. Start your journey today at WrestlingMasterclass.com. It's honestly such a great course. I really wish something like that was around when I was first getting into the wrestling biz, because I would literally just show up as early as I could to indie shows I bought tickets for and see if they needed any help. It's worth signing up for the wrestling psychology module alone. I feel like I now understand wrestling matches on a far deeper level, and I've been writing about them for about 8 years. I even did the 7-point match structure worksheet for Night 1's Gunther vs. Sami Zayn. It was really interesting. If you want to get into the wrestling industry, check it out at WrestlingMasterclass.com on the link below. Just like the Latino tag match on Night 1, the Final Testament versus The Pride was more just a way to do gratuitous celebrity and wrestling legend appearances. Snoop Dogg was the special guest commentator. For sponsorship reasons, he was crazy. Bubba Ray Dudley was the special guest referee for ECW Philadelphia reasons. Kendo sticks, tables, and get the more tables spots ensued for 8 minutes of hardcore fun. 8 minutes of hardcore fun, title of your sex tape. A special shout out to Montez Ford doing such a big running senton over the ring post he nearly cleared the barricade, and that table that broke when Cross just laid on it. Ford hit a frog splash to win. AJ Styles and LA Knight started brawling right away in a decent back and forth match that surpassed my expectations. I love LA Knight's charisma, but I struggled to get into his actual matches. Here though, I thought he looked great. Hopping up to the top rope for a release German, showing intensity by exposing the floor outside, and finally hitting a BFT after a neat sequence of reversals to win. If anything, I wished it went a few more minutes. But I think Triple H was smartly storing those finisher near-fall moments for the main event, because it spanned them all on the opener. The Hall of Fame class came out on stage with Paul Heyman awesomely getting the ECW theme music. Next up saw Logan Paul defend his US title against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, proving Logan is such a good heel, even giving the babyfaces a man advantage still makes me hate him. Like almost everything on Night 2, WWE found these little moments or details to significantly heighten your emotional investment in the action. Here, it was the camera tracking KO for his entrance backstage, where he embraced Sami Zayn in Gorilla, just like how KO hugged Sami on Night 1. It legit made me root for Owens. Imagine, after he and Sami won the tag titles together last year, they could both win separate mid-card belts at Mania 40. It wasn't to be though, as the long-term money is on Logan and SummerSlam taking place in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. He used his usual heel tricks like brass knuckles and some dude in a prime bottle, but it was capitalizing on Orton's RKO on Owens that helped him retain. A really entertaining match with great heat and a lot of innovative three-person spots. After 5 relatively back-and-forth smash-mouth pace matches, Bayley vs IYO Sky for the women's title was a welcome change, having a more traditional championship fight feel. It was a story of IYO working over Bayley's injured knee. Sky would get the heat on her, Bayley would get a hope spot, but often using her own injured body part, getting the knees up for an IYO moonsault for instance. It built steadily over the 15 minutes, getting the crowd more and more invested in Bayley's underdog persona, causing a huge pop when she kicked out of IYO's moonsault. IYO was right back on top of her though, hitting a standing moonsault, then a second rope moonsault. 3rd time's the charm from the top rope, but Bayley dodged. IYO awesomely popped right out of a rose plant, but Bayley then hit an elbow and a rose plant to win. Snoop Dogg then announced the official attendance for the whole weekend at 145,420, which is a marijuana reference, because the on-screen graphic actually said 145,298. And then it was time for the main event. Weekend-long WrestleManias always seem to have better Night 1s. This is a new era though, haven't you heard? And after an already much better in-ring Night 2, the stage was set for the climactic main event. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. The recap package showing Cody's story from when he started in WWE to his return, even showing pictures of him with the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho from AEW and all the adversity in between. His entrance with torched American Nightmare flags, showing the battles he has fought through to get to this war-deciding final fight. Brandy walking him down to the ring, and then out comes Roman. His wise man Heyman, the only member of the bloodline out there with him. It reminds you this is a singles match. For now. A smart move because this is ultimately about Cody and Roman, no matter how much The Rock whipped him. It felt like we were watching history unfold. That something significant that we'd talk about for decades to come was about to transpire before us. Just like Mania 39 before the finish, they had a great 20 minutes of action. Cody getting out of table, but Roman just putting it back under the ring for heel heat, brawling into the crowd, both men hitting each other's finishers. It really is the Attitude Era. But we weren't here for a straight-up singles match. We wanted all the sports entertainment. Oh, so was that Triple H? You're banning the word sports entertainment? I think that's quite a ironic to do. Okay, the sports entertainment's banned. We wanted all the pro wrestling. Cody finally hit a crossroads, but Jimmy Uso super kicked him before he did a second. Jey Uso ran out for the save and speared Jimmy off the stage through a table. One member of the bloodline down. Cody hits 2 crossroads, but this time it's Solo Sikoa who blocked another with a Samoan spike, just like the last year's finish. Solo screamed at Roman to finish it. Roman panted, I know, almost like Reigns isn't in control of his own family anymore, taking orders from The Rock last night with that tag and Sikoa here. Each near fall from Cody was another lashing of Roman's tribal chief status. But now it's John Cena who runs down for the save after Sikoa took him out last year. An AA on Roman and an AA on Solo through the table. 2 members of the bloodline down, which means Cody just unlocked the final boss. The Rock stormed down to the ring, swearing so much about half the broadcast from this point forth had to be censored. He went face to face with Cena in a spot so awesome it made me forget how much I hated their matches. Rock bottom to Cena, but then the real mind games came. The Shield's music hit. For a moment, I thought, is Dean Ambrose coming back? But it was Seth in full Shield cosplay. Not just a cool detail, but one that would prove Roman's ultimate undoing. Reigns Superman punched Seth before he could take out The Rock, so the Undertaker kind of randomly appeared instead. Stone Cold would have been better here, but Taker does have some connection with Reigns, and we also wouldn't have got Rock being kidnapped to the Shadow Realm. Taker chokeslammed him, and both men disappeared after the lights cut out again. This just left Cody, Rollins, and Roman with a chair in the ring. But rather than use that chair on Rhodes, Roman couldn't let go of his own past. The first true betrayal he felt in wrestling all those years ago when Seth turned on him. The creation myth of the whole Reigns heel persona. So Roman hit Seth in the back with a chair instead, just like Seth had done to him 10 years before. It gave Cody enough time to recover, to counter a spear into a crossroads, and another crossroads, and another third final crossroads to become the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Brandy joined him in the ring, as did all the faces who had fought the bloodline across their years-long reign of terror. Owens, Sammy, Orton, Cena, Jay, Knight, Cody's family joined them. Cody got Bruce Pritchard and Triple H down too. He hugged a tearful Michael Cole. And that's when I realized that this was transcending the story they'd told. This had meta-significance. This wasn't just the cathartic release of a man finishing a lifelong story. This was the catharsis of a roster of wrestlers and their millions of fans and all the people who work backstage, finally moving past 2 decades of backstage bullying and pulled storylines and the wrong people being pushed and PG nonsense and being told over and over again the thing you love, professional wrestling, are dirty words and that you're banned from even saying them. That after decades of being ruled by the ultimate real heel, WWE has become a babyface promotion again. Cole's last words, audibly choking up, were him saying he loves professional wrestling. And professional wrestling is back. The American night might have fallen over Cody's story finally ending in Philadelphia. I have a feeling this new era's dawn will be pretty bright. WrestleMania 40 Night 2 is 100%. Please check out thewrestlingmasterclass.com by clicking the link in the video description and watch Luke and Sat's live reactions to that emotional main event by clicking the video on the left.